Hello and welcome to this overview of World Ventures. My name is Kelvin Phipps, and if you've been invited to see this information and you do not know quite what's going on, it's quite all right. I'm here to fill in all the answers. As you know, we are an invite-only VIP travel club, but there's also a way that you can actually monetize this idea. So I'm just going to get right into it and just show you a little bit about the company. These are our owners. Now, accolades that the company actually have gained over the years, one of which is Inc. 5000. The other is Direct Sellers 100 list and Ernst& Young. This was big for me because I had a background in law enforcement and I know that Ernst& Young administers the tests for Chicago Police Department. So the owners actually had to go through a background check in order to be runner-up for their Entrepreneur of the Year awards. So that gave me confidence moving forward when I saw that name and I didn't have to go look it up on Google. So when I said we are high-end invite only, these are some of the travel partners that we use. And what you don't see on the screen, you do not see stuff like Motel 6 lead a light on for you. So we have relationships with everyone from resort vendors all the way down to ticket vendors. We're actually in all 50 states. We do business in 28 different countries around the world. And this is how simple it is. We're just a travel club. We get the idea from Sam's Club and Costco. And what I didn't know about Sam's Club and Costco is that 80% of their income actually comes from the membership, not what you buy. So we do the exact same thing. What we are not travel agents. What we are just very excited members who love to share the idea. In order for you to do what we're doing, you got to get a membership. And this is what it looks like. It's called Dream Trips membership. It gives you access to those 4 and 5 star vacations I talked about at wholesale prices are better. And we've did over thousands of different trips that's offered yearly. Company handles all the planning and reservations. And one membership includes everyone in the household up to the age of 25. And there's perks because if you're single, you can take a different person all the time until you're not single anymore, kind of like a dating game. So I'll show you some examples of what this looks like. Rivermont, Mexico, 4 days, 3 nights, 199 for the entire 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive. Plus it includes round trip airport transfers, picking you up and dropping you off. So if you travel, you know that a high-end hotel could cost you $200 a night and you got nothing to eat. So other examples, Las Vegas, staying in the Luxor for 5 days, 4 nights, and it's 193. Now this includes entertainment passes and dinner for two in this actual event right here. So another favorite of mine, Paris, France, 4 days, 3 nights. This is 339, staying in the West End Hotel, continental breakfast included, pick you up, dropping you off. Amazing. Favorite of mine, Montego Bay, Jamaica, 4 days, 3 nights, and this is staying in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel here in Chicago, where I am. The Ritz-Carlton Hotel can cost you $350 a night, and this is 347 in a premium all-inclusive in Jamaica. So people want to know what it looks like in comparison to everything else online. So we went and looked up the same trip, places and dates through everyone, and Expedia had the best online price. For two people through Expedia, it was 1717, but for two people through World Ventures, it was actually $694. So that means in this one trip, you actually saved over $1,000. Now here's the point when I saw it was that I was really busy. I couldn't travel a lot. But even if I use this every 2 years, when I used it and saved that type of savings, it far exceeded what it cost me to even be a member. So we do everything you can think of and experiences also. So safari, golf, fishing, hunting. My wife actually went on a spa trip. Anything fun, we do it in bulk. 40 events a year in sports, everything you can think of from NASCAR, NBA, Super Bowl to BCS. Also, we got a heart for giving back through our volunteerism where we raise money for different causes, but also we go and actually do the cause. So one of the things we do is build bottle schools. To date, we've built about 42 schools, but we've already funded over 40 additional schools. So locally, we were actually featured on national news feeds from our work with Nancy Lieberman and the Boys and Girls Foundation building what we call Dream Courts. And Oprah Winfrey, if you know the name, she actually put us in a magazine for our work with the bottle school. So this is just a little saying we say that if Oprah Winfrey recognizes and she thinks it's a pretty good idea, we don't care what everybody else thinks because she's doing pretty good. So we do one of these quite often, a $69 cruise. So when I saw this, I said, if that boat actually makes it out of the dock and it doesn't, do a Titanic, I think I'm in. So think about it like this: the same way you would buy a bottle of water from the gas station for $1.50, but of course, if you buy it in Sam's Club in a case of 35, it's 10 cents because of bulk buying. We just do the exact same thing as something fun. So when you're looking at this price, $69, including taxes and fees, you're somewhere around about $150 to $200 on that boat coming in and out. So that was an example. So this is Dream Price Promise, and if you the book a dream trip, and what happens is this: that if you find that trip somewhere else within 7 days cheaper, we refund your money and you can go for free. So this is the guarantee of what we do. So I showed you some examples of what we do with Dream Trips, and that just to be a member and travel with us is $100 one time. No contracts, no renewals, $25 a month maintains the membership. So for me, when I looked at it like this, that instead of spending thousands of dollars to do traveling the way I was already doing it, what if I spent $100 and start to go for hundreds of dollars? So it just made sense to me. So let's say that you want the membership to give you a discount on your whole life. We've created what's called Dream Trips Gold. This includes all of the travel. In addition, your everyday life. So when you're out going to the show, something to eat, oil changes, you get anywhere from 20 to 50% off on everything you do just by showing it on an app or printing it out as a coupon. Also, there's a mall, over 1,500 stores. So when you're out and going to buy what you're going to buy anyway, just come home, go through a website, then go to that same store. It'll create a ticket and you get anywhere from 1 to 30% cash back that is used towards travel. So now you use that money here at our Rovia site, which is the same as Expedia, Travelocity, and Orbitz. The difference is what you purchased anyway now allowed you to discount your travel on flight, hotels, or rental cars. Also, too, when you book those services, RaceStrinker checks the price for you, and if it finds that it's going cheaper before you use it, it'll actually give you a discount back into your account, the difference of what you spent. So for me also, Global Hideaways was a big thing that sealed the deal for me because I was a timeshare owner and I never actually got to use my timeshare because I didn't have enough time. But what I found out that members of World Ventures had access to all those timeshare owners' properties. They did not have to own them, pay a premium price for them. They could just use them like hotel rooms. Over 60,000 properties. Here's some examples. St. Martin Caribbean. This is a 2-bedroom, sleep 6. It is $399 for the entire week. So if you broke that up among 6 people, it's like $10 per day. You can't stay home for that cheap. Also, Kissimmee, Florida, 2-bedroom, sleep 6. And this is $299 for the entire week. So I have my daughter saving up so she can make it on this trip. So also we got a concierge service. So it is a real person, answers you by phone, anything you need to know. Maybe you want to get dinner reservations, call a taxi, any question, they'll do it 24/7. Now, this is everything I talked about that includes all the travel and the lifestyle. And what we did was add an additional $100 and an additional $25. So that makes it $200 one time, $50 a month. That's exactly what I paid when I got started 4 years ago. So for me, my cable bill was 3 times as big as that monthly fee. And I was watching someone else live their life. So cut the cable, started to go outside and experience life through this membership. So what this is really all about is not that you become a member, it's that you use the membership so they have incentives called Dream Trips Rewards. How it works like this. When you spend that $200 on a Dream Trips Gold membership, they give it all back to you in the form of points today to actually use towards trips to discount them even further. Also, let's say in the event that you did pay that $50 every month, it'll actually turn into $600 at the end of the year. On your anniversary date, they would give it all back to you in the form of points to now discount trips even further. Now, this is just what we call a travel savings account because the biggest thing is that you use it because you'll definitely stay a member. And also when you share it, like the person that's doing right now, at any point in time that you have 4 friends, family, whoever they are, that come on board based on that referral, what we'll do when you have 4 active members, we'll actually waive that monthly fee forever. So I was able to do that in the first 4 days, and it's been 4 years. I've never paid that monthly fee. And as you keep referring, you actually get $100 for each additional referral, and this is how you use it. This is an example of a trip to Africa for 5 days, 4 nights. Excellent price at $469, but you became a member for $200. They gave it back to you in points. In this example, you referred 4 friends at 100 points apiece, 400. The Dream Trips Reward Trip tells you how many points you can use against the price of $469. 400 points against that price, same as dollars. So now you're in Africa 5 days, 4 nights, for $69. And you can still use 200 additional points on another trip. So even if you use this every 2 years, it far exceed what it even costs to be a member. So it just made sense. So that's the travel part. For me, I feel like everyone should do it, but this is the other side I want to talk to you about. For some of you, this may go completely over your head and may not be for you. You can just travel, but this is what I want to give you. For me, so you know my background, I actually was a Cook County Sheriff and a business owner here in Chicago. I saw this idea. So for me, I did not need World Ventures to travel. The difference was that I was traveling anyway. And I had some really successful people that told me to look at this a little bit differently because this is what you call network marketing. So for me, when I looked at it in the form of travel, it was very different. But they said, think about companies like Sam's Club and Costco, because as big as they are, they do not advertise. But what if they were actually paid people to refer people to their club? Now, what if it was something small like a nickel? Most people think that's a little bit of money and it could never actually do anything. But over time, Sam's Club and Costco each had 65 million people who walked through their door. So had you had a piece of it, even though you didn't shop there or owned a membership there, it could actually change your situation, buy you way more than groceries. So for me, I spent thousands of dollars in travel anyway. And also for my friends and family who felt like they didn't have the money or time to do it, they needed a vehicle that could then give them time and money. So why not in something that they were going to spend money on anyway? So for me, just to give you an example, what can happen and what's possible, me doing this in the last 4 years, I worked for the Sheriff's Department for 10 years, but was able to create a residual income through this idea that allowed me to lead the Sheriff's Department within the 3rd year doing this idea. So it works on a big level. Here's the simple part. On the small side, we could just travel, but on the other side, what if it could actually change the situation? So if you're open to learning more about how this works, this is how we do it as a business. This is our representative side, and it is $99 one time, $11 a month. This is where you just share the idea of the travel, but now you can be paid for it. Different ways that you can do it, one of which is a website. We're in 28 different countries, share with anyone around the world. They can sign up. Also, there's a DVD that you can just put into a DVD player, share it with your friends. But the other side that is super duper simple is you can actually have someone help you by showing this information to a friend or play this exact same video. So I promise you one thing, I won't get tired and you can always use me 24 hours a day. So I want to teach you about your social network though, because as I show this around the world, at the end of the day, I've never had a person say, you know what, I hate this. I hate Hawaii. I don't want to look at this anymore. Silly. Everyone loves to travel. But in their mind, when looking at information like this, they tell themselves, I don't like to sell. But here's what's funny, that realistically, you either work for somebody to sell something or you have to find a way to sell something yourself in order to be compensated. But on our off time, away from our jobs, we refer other people's products and services all the time. So realistically, what you're saying is that you don't like to be paid for what you talk about and share with your friends. But let's say that we share lifestyle and we can get paid for that. So here's an example. This could be us going anywhere. How you know it's us is that sign. But all of a sudden I got friends and they're nosy, want to know what I'm doing. Now all of a sudden they say, how was that trip? I said, oh, I went on one of those $69 cruises. How'd you get that price? Why you ain't tell me? And when's the next trip? Now, since they're nosy, I told them how we did it. We just got them assigned too. So now all of a sudden their friends and family are at work mad looking at both of us go places. And you see how this could start getting big. So when you do both sides, the most you can spend is under $1 a day, $360. So here's where I was very direct with my friends, because at the end of the day, I watched companies like Apple sell 10 million phones over the weekend to people who already had phones. So people will spend time and money to enrich other companies and other people, but not themselves, and never actually have a real life experience. So at the least, they could travel through the idea. The other side is People who are 18 to 25 can do this for as little as $153. So I teach multiple streams of income because this is not about stopping what you're doing. This is about adding on to what you're already doing. And I'm going to show you just by referring 6 friends how you'll be ahead of where you are just by this simple example. So let's say that we went out and referred 3 friends. They gave you $100 for that. And in the same month, we referred another 3 friends. They sent you another check of $150. Now you can do this weekly, but because the computer sees that it matches on both sides, they'll then give you an additional $200 when you add it all together. That's $450 plus 100 points apiece, 600 total, 1050. Now, you may not understand any of this that I'm talking about, but think about this. The most that you spent because you liked the idea was 360, but you referred 6 friends, got a check for 450. Aren't you up? Now, they sent you a check for more than what you spent. That's all I cared about when I saw it. But what I did not see long term was that those same 6 friends want to do exactly what I'm doing. And now all of a sudden, they tell their friends about it and it starts to grow. So I could refer to the person in the blue, but they refer to people in the green. But this keeps on growing because I'm attached to that income. And every time that match happens like that, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, you get paid. But as it grows, it turns to another column called travel dollars that when you travel through the business, you can send the receipts for what you spent and the company will reimburse you back in cash out of that account. So for me and my wife, over time, we referred about 89 customers that turned from their referrals into a base of about 5,000. So it allowed us to go on over 40 different trips and vacations through the idea because someone else paid for it. But I realized I had to educate myself on the industry of network marketing because I told my wife that this was a pyramid scheme. But I realized that she bought Avon for a very long time and it was network marketing too. So I guess she must have been buying pyramid scheme lotion. But it was just lotion. You see, because when you're just a consumer, you don't care who gets paid, but all of a sudden you see how the diagram is shaped out and now it must be something wrong with it. I was just not educated. What I realized, most people believe the guy at the top makes all the money and the guy at the bottom makes none, but the reality is, what's the likelihood that your boss would teach you to make more money than them? They wouldn't. But in network marketing, regardless of where a person starts ahead of you, you can still make more money than them if you work harder. So this is weekly and you create leverage by other people's efforts. But as it grows, it turns into residual income. And as people pay a one-time fee and a monthly fee, what happens is you could have referred 4, but it turned to 60 and they'll start to send you a piece of those monthly fees. And that check could be anywhere from 250 to 500. As it grows, 90/90 is 900 to 1500. Other bonuses, lifestyle bonus, where you could refer 5 friends, but in 1 month it turned to 12. They'll start to send you $300, but that'll grow. As you refer 6 and it turned to 20, it'll go all the way up to $900 a month. And here's what happened with us. These are just people around the country that have actually just benefited from being part of this idea and just seeing it through, from doctors, lawyers, you got every type of profession here. This is 4 phases of growth. What this is just to show you that the company, everything has to go through a starting point. The same way, like there's a company called Tesla, where the owner of that company, him and his friends started a company called PayPal years before. Now, in their garage, they sold that idea for 1.5 billion and started one of the largest electrical car companies in the world called Tesla. So that means things could look funny from a starting point, but they can get big. And when they do, they go into concentration in the industry of network marketing. That means if you make $50 million in one fiscal year, that you can become a big name. And here's where we are. We are now in our 10th year. Give you an idea, in our last year alone, we did 220 million. Now, when I first started, we had 3,500 people who joined a month, but last month alone, 75,000 joined, regardless of if you heard the idea or not. So this is momentum where companies get big, but they are hardly known, but they'll start to rise up in the next 18 to 36 months, and that's where they go from hundreds of millions to billions of dollars, just like Avon, Mary Kay. But we're in the largest industry on the planet. Travel, nothing's larger. So would you want to play in a small pool or ocean? And that way you have a shot in this industry of travel. So there's no guarantees regarding income. You actually have to do something to get something here. This is the type of money that you can make, the levels you can hit. This just says that if you was to take away the money, that people actually They join country clubs and never have a shot to make money. They join car clubs, never have a shot to make money. But here you can travel, socialize, and have the actual option to make money. So as you can see, people can have incomes that go from $102 all the way to $500,000. Me myself, I'm the level of regional marketing director through this idea, and that's how I was able to lead a sheriff's department. So the possibilities are there. So if you're getting started, here's what you want to do. You want to lock your spot immediately because the person that invited you is asking you to join the team and be the next possible person on the team. So this will be yours. But if you do not choose to, we put you over here what we call adult timeout. And then we have the next person that we show, they come on board. Later, you can come back, but what you miss is that person. Doesn't seem like a lot, but over time, you refer a few people. Bob refers a few people. A guy named Ronnie shows up. He doesn't know you or Ronnie, but over time, that turns to over 50 sales that turn to over 1,000. So at the end of the day, I had a friend of mine who years back said something like this would never work, but 5,000 sales later, I don't need him to do it either way. So he could have trusted me because at least I believe I'm worth $100 or $200 and going on the trip together because that was the basis of all of this. So does this happen? Yes, it does. Is it guaranteed? No, it is not. But why take the chance either way? So as to wrap this up, to become a Dream Trips Gold member is the $199, $50 a month. As a representative is the $99.11. To go all in is $360. And if you are 18-25, you can actually do it at a discount. When you do it when you become part of the business, when you refer 4, you pay no more. What I want to do is help you refer 6 in cash. That's $450, and rewards 800, total $1250. So here's the simple part. You've seen what we've done. End of the day, it is a lifestyle that you can actually fully fund yourself and do it on a 4- and 5-star vacation through us and actually had a possibility to actually grow this into something big. So let the person know where you fall if you are a yes or a no. But either way, we're going to enjoy this lifestyle. We just rather do it with you than without. So with that, I want to thank you for taking a look and hope to see you on the beaches of the world.